All right, so the Sharks have made it through 15 games of the season. So similarly to the Warriors, I'm going to talk about their progress so far through these 15 games. Yeah, I think if I had to really put the Sharks into a category, I really can't put them in good, but I can't put them in bad. I say they're right there in the middle. They're very average right now, and I think that is a lot of it due to inconsistency. The thing with the Sharks is the goaltending has been kind of inconsistent so far. We've kind of had this tandem of Reimer and Hill, and both have had really good moments and some really bad. The Sharks have, so far they're 8-6-1, so they're over 500. Their division is looking actually kind of decent right now, but obviously we're very early. So yeah, I think they're definitely a team that I put there in average. The points leader so far is Logan Couture with 14 points. But the goal leader is Tomas Hertl. He has 7 goals on the year, and he's been pretty good so far. But Jonathan Dahlen is a guy who's been a big surprise. He's a rookie, and he has, he's tied for the second most goals on the team right now with 6. I think he has to be looked at as a Calder candidate. He has 8 points on the year so far. Looking great so far from Dahlen. The Sharks, obviously they lost 7 games so far. Their worst loss, I think, was probably, in my opinion, to the Colorado Avalanche, but they had a tough loss to Montreal 4-0 at home. They also had a tough overtime loss to the New Jersey Devils, but they started off the season, obviously, 4-0. The biggest story was Evander Kane not being on the team, and a lot of people thought they'd go off to a slow start. They actually were 4-0 through their first 4 games, winning at home against Winnipeg, and then going on the road and beating Montreal, the Senators, and the Maple Leafs, which was all great. But since then, the Sharks haven't been as good as they were. I'd say they've been decent, but they have lost some bad games due to bad goaltending and bad defense as well. But I think if they can turn it around, their next stretch of games are obviously we've just played 15, but they got the Blues, Capitals, Hurricanes coming up. Those will all be tough. We've got the Senators, Leafs, Blackhawks, Devils, Islanders, and Rangers. So all of those are decent teams in my eyes. I think the Sharks will have, definitely a hump to climb over. But yeah, right now it's the Ducks are leading the division. They're being a pretty good team. They're on an 8-game winning streak. I think the Sharks are very much, though, in striking distance. They're just 6 points out of first place and 4 points out of third place. So I think as long as they just keep up the good play, they got a nice win over Calgary last week. I think that's, what they need to do to be in the win column. But I like what I'm seeing so far, for the most part. They definitely exceeded my expectations. The better goalie so far has been James Reimer. He has a .943 save percentage, which is pretty impressive. Adin Hill's had an .894, which is okay. Adin Hill is 4-4, and Reimer is 4-2. So Hill has played more games, so I don't know if it's necessarily a fair comparison per se, but I think, Reimer has been stronger, but Hill has had bright spots. The Calgary game, for example, I think it was pretty good. But I hope I can see, more production for both of them. So yeah, anyways, that's the Sharks through 15 games. They're 8-6-1. They're 6th in the division right now, but very much in striking distance. I think the Sharks are a decent team. I don't know where they fit in good or bad yet, but I think they're right there in the middle if I had to, put them in that category. So yeah, anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts on the Sharks so far. I'm liking what I see from Dahlen, Hertl, Couture. Timo Meier has tied for the most points on the team, actually, and Burns, so he has 2nd most points on the team. So very, very good from those guys, those individuals, and Erik Karlsson even is looking better than normal. So yeah, anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts. I'll see you guys later. Go Sharks.